Been a minute since you told this story, Lonzo. Someone in the chat wants to know, hey, Lonzo, didn't you have Run DMC play at Eve After Dark? Tell us that story.
Yeah, I had Run DMC play at Eve After Dark. When I first booked Curtis Blow initially at Eve After Dark, Russell Simmons, Ron's brother, hooked me up. Hey, man, I got my brother and his group want to come out to L.A. Can we do something? They were all they had was one song. I was just like, it's like that. They only had one song. It was cool, but it wasn't a dance song. It was not a dance song for us. We played it, and it was on the radio, but it wasn't hot yet. So Russell talked me into booking Run DMC at the club, and it was all good. $500. That's all I gave him. 3 plane tickets and and 2 hotel rooms. That was the deal. And I had him booked for a Saturday night originally to offset the Uncle Jam's Army sports arena dance they was going to be doing that night. Excuse me. And Russell called, hey man, they got another possible gig in Pomona, which is about 50 miles away. Can they do your gig on Friday night? I'm like, I'm not tripping. Come to find out, Russell double crossed me and had him go to Uncle Jam's Army instead. Now, I was pissed. I was pissed like a zombie guy. It was bad enough that the Friday they did play, Ron dropped my microphone and broke it. I only had 2 mics. He broke one of them motherfuckers. I just bought the goddamn mic. He broke the mic. And it was funny, man, because DMC was always cool. Jam Master Jay was super cool. Okay? Me and Ron was all right. But, me and Jay kicked it a lot harder. DMC, he was kind of checking out the girls. Okay? They was the first time coming to California, didn't know nobody. I didn't even drink back then, really. And Jam Master Jay, he wanted the 8 balls. I took him to the liquor store, got him an 8 ball. Came back to the studio, and I figured I'm gonna get him drunk and pick his brain on the record industry and shit. It wasn't nothing to pick. He didn't know a damn thing. Nobody knew shit. And the next night, I took him back to the hotel. Took him to the hotel, and then I found out after Uncle Jam's Army that they were there because Roger didn't put him on the flyer. He knew I'd have had a fucking fit if I'd have known they was gonna be there. But when I found out about him, it was like a surprise guest. And he passed out. So he made some flyers like that day or something. I didn't hear about shit until after it was over with. And I cussed his ass out, tried to get this punk ass to give me some money on the plane ticket, the hotels or something. And we fell out because he wouldn't give up shit. I ain't giving you shit. Fuck you. So anyway, that was another one of the situations that made me and him part our separate ways.
There you go. All right, let's continue with this, Lonzo, because there's a couple of things in here that I want you to pay attention to and see if it's 100% true. This clip is about 45 seconds long from Hip Hop Stories and their recent documentary on Arabian Prince.
But Lonzo wanted the group to stay in its electro-funk lane. In 1986, the Wrecking Crew released their second album, Wrapped in Romance, but it didn't pull strong numbers. By then, Dre was officially done with the electro dance sound. Slowly but surely, Dre and Arabian Prince started taking Eazy E's offer more seriously. But at that point, it was just talk, until Dre ran into some trouble. As I explained in part 3 of the N.W.A. docuseries, he had built up a stack of unpaid parking tickets, and eventually it caught up with him. He got locked up and needed bail money. Eazy E heard about the situation and stepped in to help. To return the favor, Dre finally agreed to produce music for Eazy. And that's how Dre ended up producing Eazy E's solo single, Boys in the Hood, written by a 16-year-old Ice Cube.
All right, so anything in that 45-second clip sound a bit off?
Yep. It wasn't parking tickets. It was speeding tickets. You don't get warrants. You don't get a warrant for parking tickets. Let's keep it 100. Now, if they catch your ass on the streets parked, they may put a boot on your shit. But you don't get your car impounded, and you go to jail for parking tickets. You might get your car impounded. It's not going to both happen. He was getting warrant. He would let tickets turn into warrants. I got him out twice, and Eazy got him out 3rd time, and that's when the shift changed. That's when everything changed.
So is that when was the timeline correct with the Boys in the Hood recording of the song? That happened after Eazy bailed Dre out?
Yeah, because
Okay.
when that was how that's why me and Eazy kept on bumping heads, because when Eazy got Dre out of jail, their deal was that Dre was going to produce some beats for Eazy for his label. Okay, cool, but that don't include my studio. You can I let you use the drum machines all you want to make all the beats you want. When you start pushing record, you got to complete a cashier. That'd be me. Okay. And that's where the discrepancy came in, and the difficulty came in, because Eazy racked up studio time, and that's how the studio time led him to get into Jerry Heller. Because he owed me so much money, he owed me like $500 for studio time, and then he wanted to meet Jerry Heller. I'm like, nah, well, I pay you $500. Nah, dude, you got to give me more than what you owe me. I'm not stupid. Give me some incentive. We gave him my $500 plus another $250 to meet Jerry Heller. That's how shit went down.
What did studio time cost for the average artist back in the mid 80s? Because not everyone had studio equipment like they do in their homes today.
Well, see, the thing about this, people don't realize studio time is just that, studio time. That has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with the engineer, the tape, the musicians, nobody that produces any music. That's just the studio. It wasn't until the late 80s when MIDI, MIDI, musical digital interface came, musical instrument digital interface came out, and you were able to program beats and music and sync that shit all up. So you hired one guy that would go in and do all the music. Then the engineer, depending on, like with Donovan, it was his studio. He had just built the studio. So Donovan would just charge straight studio time. He wouldn't charge you an extra amount of money for the engineer. So we started off paying him like $35 an hour, plus the plus tape, plus Daniel Sofer had to get his $150 for programming the beat. So even at that was a lot of it. Come out to about damn near $1,000 just to make a song. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna start buying my own equipment, programming the shit at the house, because back then we had to program that shit in the studio at $35 an hour. So he programmed it, yes, but the clock is running. So that's not making no sense to me. So I decided to buy the same thing Daniel had, which was the Oberheim system. Put a 4-track together in the studio, and with the 4-track, we would record the shit and then make sure that's what we wanted. We would rehearse through the 4-track, and then go to the studio, hook up the track, hook up the system, lay the MIDI track, do the vocal, lay the drums, lay the vocals, come back, lay the drums and keyboards, and then do the vocals. So we have a reference tape of what we already want to hear before we even do it. So now, guys, inflation, it's still $20, $25 an hour, depending on where you at. Now, if you go to one of the big studios, talking about $100 an hour, plus engineer, plus whatever else you need. Backyard boogie, you can get, $30, $35 an hour. And again, if you're hustling like a lot of guys are, and you just want to, keep some money coming in, you don't want no job, you like doing what you do, you charge a cat $20 to $45, $20 to $50 will get you an engineer and a producer, okay? And then guys gonna cry the whole time.